Sculpture, fractal videography, and animated episodic content produced by feminine African creatives situate feminine African beings in metaphysical and celestial states, exposing the matrilineal aspects of African cosmology, edifying the divinity of the ancestral and contemporary feminine life force. Renee Cox's video, Sacred Geometry, establishes the presence of an African feminine divine in the composition of cosmological and terrestrial life, combining an expository feminist voice with the centralization of African feminine portraits in dynamic metaphysical fractals. The video's celestial ethos and evolving geometries place the contemporary feminine life force in a historical matrilineal position, thus calling for the simultaneous recognition of her divinity in the historical and present world. Ngechi Mutu's Crocodilus assertively places the celestial feminine African figure in a metaphysical relationship with nature, African cosmology's earthly personification. The powerfully posed merging of the feminine figure in crocodile, as seen through the merging of the figure's hands with the crocodile's mouth, conveys a fierce link between the feminine African figure and the divine, establishing the feminine reign in the past and present. Lastly, Vanessa Donzo's episodic content in Ghanaian day names frames Ghanaian naming traditions as an illumination of African feminine life force and cosmological oneness. In the video, Donzo's signature animations depict celestial figures and a Tron terminology positioned adjacent to Ghanaian feminine names and figures, paralleling the relationship between those bestowed with these names and African divinity. There is also an emphasis on antiquity, and consequently the matrilineal qualities of these naming rituals, displayed by Donzo's use of animation to reference the ancient African empire's cultural influence on contemporary Africa. Additionally, the shared pictorial space that Donzo places these various cultures and empires is analogous to the regionally diverse feminine African creatives who, despite their geographic distance, generate works that speak to a similar divine feminine life force. Ultimately, through the placement of feminine African beings in states that assert metaphysical and celestial attributions, multidisciplinary African feminine creatives promote the veneration of the goddesses of African cosmology and the feminine life forces who walk among us today. Thank you.